So, if many of you are feeling the way that I've been feeling as of late, you might be feeling what I call the shift. Everything in the world is shifting. The entire environment is waking. It's speaking in volumes and it's asking all of us to adjust. But this isn't one of those adjustments where we kind of ease into things. It kind of hit us all pretty fast. I know for me and others around me, it was a huge shift with the heart chakra, where you're feeling as if you're really having like a crisis situation where you're feeling like maybe it's a heart attack or something of that nature. But it's just part of the shift. It's the universe getting you ready and prepping you for what is to come. And as you can see, although I'm not feeling well, I'm still doing my due diligence to the environment. I'm out making sure that I set up shop, get everything ready, and prepare for what is to come, because there is a shift like no other happening. And I'm happy that I can be a part of it, although it's not going to be something that's going to be an easy transition, but it's definitely worth it for sure. It's going to take us to a whole nother level. It's going to pull everything back into order the way that it should have been from the beginning of time. It's going to be more of a code of moral. It's kind of like we're shifting back into the way that nature has always been since the beginning of time. The animals see about one another. It's not each man or woman for themselves. It's just animals with animals, each looking out for one another. It's kind of like watching the ants colony take care of its queen. And that's something that we've shone away from. We forget that we need one another. I'm looking at the teardown between male and females, and it's just like with a flower. A flower can't be pollinated unless it's pollinated with male and female pollen. Pretty weird if you think about it. If you're a gardener, you definitely can understand that when you have to self-pollinate in order to make sure that your crops harvest or bear fruit for sure. And if you think about it, with the way that fruit is produced, we are one of the same for the universe. We were put here to do a job, just as with fruit, it provides nourishment. We were supposed to be the protectors of the land. We were supposed to be the ones that set an example, but are we in it better than any of the animals that are roaming free? Because it seems like we're more so the ones that's caged like an animal versus being free to roam and just live life as it was intended to be, with us making our own choices, doing what it is that we need to do, making sure that we're the ones that's out collecting our foods instead of, sitting and waiting for someone to bring it to us. I mean, if you think of it in that manner, we all think that we're free because we have all of these luxuries, but are we truly free? Or are we just caged animals and classify it as being privileged to be a caged being instead of being free to move as you would like, live as you would like, make your own choices without having to feel like you're trapped into the confinements or the four walls that society tells you is the place for you to be. Like, for instance, if you think about it, why is it that we aren't able to just live and just be? I mean, when the Indians, or so called, they say the Indians, but we're not going to dive into that one. But they lived in homes that were built from nature. But if you were to do that today, then you would be considered to be neglectful of one's children. You would be labeled as being homeless, Although you may have a home, it's just not the home that they predicted that should be the one that we should be living in. It's like, why aren't we able to make the choices that we want to live how we want to live if we are so free in the one United States where everyone is supposed to be free? We're not really free if you think about it. We all, each and every country, live according to restrictions and guidelines, just like a caged up animal, if you really dig into it deep down inside. But with that being said, you can make small changes. You can choose to create your own reality. Just start one thing at a time, whether it be you choosing not to use products that are harmful to the environment, or if you choose to start growing your own foods. Make a choice to do one thing, and then that will manifest into something else much greater. And then from there, you start to create change. From there, you open your children's minds to a different outcome, a different possibility, endless opportunity for growth. Now, I don't want you to feel like this change has to be massive, because there's been too many times that we go out and we want to strike a change by going out and protesting, making a big stance. But have you ever noticed that the long lasting change doesn't take us making something so drastic? It starts out by paying for the food for the person that's behind you in the grocery store. And then it sends off this spiral effect where the next person wants to do the same. That's the type of change that we need to make. We need to make a change where we're encouraging others to do the same thing, to be on one accord, because it's not that we want everyone to be like us, but we all want to be on the same vibration, a vibration that is of a higher spirit, not a lower vibration that we've all been kind of digging deep into and festering and, trying to manifest from a place of lack thereof. We want to do it from a place where we're in high spirits, a place of love, a place of encouragement, a place where everyone wins at the end of the day, not each one trying to tear the other down just so that they can live from a place of ego. It's come a time where the universe is tired. They're no longer playing games with us to say who's that stands at a higher stance. They're coming in and they're making change. And for those of us that are with the change, we're going to survive. But those of us that are against this change, those of us that are protesting to stay the same and vibrate in a lower energy or vibration, it's a lose-lose. And it's not a lose-lose because the ancestors or the universe or our spirits or guides or whomever you would like to label them as being, they're tired and they're wanting the change. They know that the change is needed in order for the universe to continue to survive and thrive. So they're not taking any hostages. It's only those that are willing to be along for the cause. So I encourage you to think about your next move and every move thereafter with high regards of consideration for what you are doing for the universe. What are you adding instead of taking away? Reach one to teach one. Namaste.